So you might have seen some Valheim on my channel, fellow Gears of War viewers, or you may be clicking this video just from the browse feature. Thank you, cheers for tuning in. Now this game is a brand new sort of early access survival game, and as you can see, it's got a really cool element. You can be mining copper one moment, and then all of a sudden the weather changes, you've got these lovely reflections on the rocks, and it's time to run back home before you get overrun. And then head back and, you know, rest up and recuperate by a nice warm fire. This game is £15 at the time of recording, and it's a game that I've been playing on stream and really enjoying. I've not really played many survival games, I must admit, so maybe that is partly why I've been enjoying it so much, but there has definitely been an absolute ton of hype around it, and I got into it just before that hype started. And I wanted to just chat about, you know, it's not really a review, but just a quick few thoughts and feelings. This game does everything really, really well. And the most important thing about it is it's fun. This is a game that has lots of detailed mechanics. It has building, it has survival elements, like creating a fire to stay warm because I've ventured out into the icy cold area. And then I'm going into a burial chambers to fight skeletons, find treasure, take that treasure back, level up, create a smelter, and then I can smelt the copper that I've been mining. And the general premise of the game is you survive, you find items, you unlock more crafting, you become a more sort of advanced civilization, and then you fight bosses. So unlike other survival games where maybe there's it's a little bit pointless, this has a sort of way to progress. So each time you fight the boss, it kind of allows you to progress to a different area and biome, and the world is massive. What's so incredible about this game is all of this is packed into a 500 megabyte download, and honestly, the art style, I absolutely think it's fantastic. It looks like Skyrim, it looks like many classic games that I've played, and it blends them all really well together. So it's pixel style, and but it has this really cool lighting, it has this cool sort of atmospheric thing. You can see here we've built a roof, and because we built a roof and a parapet, next time we were attacked, which is again a procedurally generated event, this isn't scripted, this all just happens, the oncoming attackers actually just backed off because they couldn't break the structure of the house we'd built. So what's good about this game, and I think why it's taken off, is I'll explain. There's 3 food mechanics, so you can eat 3 different types of food, and it's not irritating. You don't die from hunger, you can just get different buffs, and you don't have to manage a whole system, but it's still important to manage your food and your health and your rest. So you can manage these things and it can be impactful, but it doesn't become an irritating thing that you've got to tinker with. And just look at this. I can be mining trees and the physics will knock down a whole forest and clear the forest and then almost take me out as a timber comes down. So you've got to be careful when mining these huge forests that, you know, you don't just accidentally set off a chain reaction and get squashed. Like, mining is actually difficult, and it's so satisfying. Just it's strange how satisfying it is. Much fire arrows coming out, mate. Where are you? There he is, mate. It's like the siege of fucking Pompeii, mate. Once you've advanced and you've got fire arrows and you've got a bow and you've got a bit of a civilization going, you can summon a boss and you can tackle the boss. So what's so impressive about the game is, again, the mining mechanics are very fun. They are physics based, it's good building, there's all of this stuff going on. You have to manage your food, but it's not obnoxious. You don't like suddenly die. Yes, you want to stay warm, and all of this sort of stuff helps, but it's not this irritating micromanaged survival game of drink water, eat food, but it doesn't mean it's dumbed down. It still has all these important mechanics in the game. A bird will arrive, and the general concept of this little bird arrives on the floor and tells you, hey, you've just picked up something interesting, this is something you forgot, here's a new skill you've learned, and then you begin to advance. You have a list of skills that you unlock. Should I say that are unlocked from the get-go, and you don't have to do any unlocking to sort of progress them. You don't have to go and do some irritating thing. If you want your wood cutting to be improved, you don't go to some trainer or do some like irritating task. You just do the task, a bit like sort of Oblivion. If you do a load of jumping, your jumping will be improved. You run a lot, your running will be improved. Again, you can start building structures like chimneys, the little things such as if you build a fire in your house, it will work, but eventually it will fill with smoke and you'll die. So you want to put some ventilation in there. And then you can get as complicated as you want with the chimney, or you can just keep it really simple. You can have shields, spears, bows, and the world is so big you can also advance to like portal technology, so you can sort of shift travel through the time with these portals, but you can only carry certain materials through. You can then begin to sort of repair your gear, and this is where it's cool because if your item breaks, it won't disappear, it will just be in your inventory saying it's broken, which means you can then take it back to a bench and repair for free. So if you've leveled up your bow to like level 3 through doing and going out and collecting like deer and leather and all of this stuff, and it breaks, then that's fine. You just put it in your inventory, and then when you come back to the workbench, you can just repair it for free. So you're constantly getting progression, and it's not irritating. There's not like this feeling of, oh, I've lost everything. If you die in the game, you'll lose some stats, yes, but everything that's dropped in the server stays persistent. So if you if you die and drop all of your gear, and then die again on the way back, you might lose the marker for your body, but it's still there, and you could return in a week's time on the server, come across it, and you will still have all of your gear there. It's like any survival game. You start off, you punch some trees, you get dropped in, you punch some trees, you find some wood, you find some stone, you make a hammer. Once you've got a hammer, you can start building some stuff. Then there's like little elements like, oh, you ventured too far into the forest, or the cold and the wolves are coming for you, or you're just attacking some skeleton archers and trying not to die, or going on an adventure to recover your body. The best thing about this game is it's super chill. There's depth to it, but it's not obnoxious depth. You can have fun, and it's actually, it reminds me a bit of, in a really strange comparison, of Fall Guys, in the sense that this game came out of nowhere and people are really enjoying it because it's fun. I think it's about time that a video game developer realized, like, yes, I want survival mechanics. Yes, I want to manage my health bar. I want to build a nice secure base. I want to go forage, food, and all of this stuff. But it needs to be fun. Hitting the tree is satisfying. Foraging food is satisfying. Using the arrows and the bows are satisfying. And then if it breaks or I lose it, I can go back and repair it. It's not like, oh no, it's gonna break, I should probably stop using that, so I'll put that away and then I'll have to repair it and I need to go get materials. Like, no, it's not like that. If you build a house and you misplace your steps, if you destroy the houses, if you destroy the steps, you'll get all of your materials back. So you can move your little world and make these sort of mini camps. Like if you go on an adventure and it procedurally generates something where, say, 2 trolls appear to come and attack you, that can be happening anywhere. That's not a scripted event. This can just be happening all over the show. It's up to 10 player multiplayer. I have my own server running and we play on a server. You can jump into other people's servers with your character and your inventory will be taken across. If you just want to level up your guy, or you can play solo. Each world is different. It's like Minecraft. It generates a seed. So the rough idea of the game is like you go through these spheres to level up and take on different biomes with different bosses. But each world and each seed is ever so slightly different. And it's just been a really fun, enjoyable experience. Really enjoyed surviving, taking on these procedurally generated events that pop out of nowhere, trying to run away from big trolls, trying to mine copper, trying to get overrun, trying to set up my base, forage supplies, and I've really enjoyed it. So it's not a super detailed review, it's not anything like that, but I just wanted to say I think it merits the hype. There's a lot of depth to the game, it's fun, it's cheap, and it's about time a developer put some styles together. Like, it looks like The Forest, it looks like Skyrim, it kind of has an element of Rust in there. It feels like a very classic game, and again, it's 500 megabytes. because the textures are low quality, but it still looks very, very good stylistically. So there's some fantastic shots in this game that look incredible. Because everything's been procedurally generated, it doesn't need to store so much, and so the file size can be really small. You know, I can be having my own fight with in a dungeon with a troll chasing me. There can be wolves chasing me. I can have built a temporary base so I can siege there and stay the night, and somewhere across the world one of my friends can be in another event that's taking place on a longboat, seeing a big sea monster. So I really do recommend the game. It's not buying into hype. I don't have anything invested in this. I'm not paid to say this. I bought the game with my own money. If it was rubbish, I'd tell you, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So maybe if you're a Gears player, or you're just looking for something that you want to chill on, and you're looking for a game that's like something you can just sink some hours into and be like, you know what, tonight I just want to create a base, get a load of supplies and put all the supplies in the base, and then tomorrow let's go into the woods and let's clear out all the dungeons. You can do that. Or if you just, you know, the world's your oyster basically. Really, really enjoyable game. I don't want to sound like it, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm over the top selling the game, but I have truly, truly enjoyed the game, and it's been a very, very fun experience, and that's the key thing I want to put across. There are tons and tons of little mechanics that make the game skilled and interesting, and you definitely get better at the game, but they're not the mechanics aren't, they don't feel like pressurizing, like you're constantly having to micromanage a lot of things. It's more like if you manage those systems well, your guy improves. If not, you can still function. And I think that's a cool concept. And a bit like Fall Guys, the game just came out of the blue, and people were like, whoa, this game actually works at launch and it's fun. And I think that's why it's taken people by surprise. I haven't had any bugs. I haven't had any issues. Performance is pretty decent, really. We've got a wide variety of systems in our server playing the game, and everyone can play it. Is it absolutely perfect frame rate? No, but it's absolutely 100% enjoyable and playable. And again, it's all procedurally generated. That is what immersion is. If I go out into the forest and I start to get cold and I have to build a shelter, and then because I build a shelter, things start getting attracted to me, and then a troll appears, and then I pull a troll and I run away and I start pulling it towards the base, and then my crewmates come back and start defending the base. That is something that happened because of something I did. That is immersion, not like a developer saying, hey, you need to go to this place and do this thing and then this event will happen. So yeah, the game does a really good job of immersion. It's got a really, really nice soundtrack, really good aesthetics, really good sound design as well. It's just it feels like a game that's come out and you're like, wow, this might be an early access game, but it fully works, tons of content. And I wanted to show it to you because there are a few people out there that might be looking for a game to play, or they might be on my stream and wondering why is he playing this game. It just looks like another bland survival game. If you look at it at face value, guy gets a stick, makes a hammer, builds a house and survives. It sounds like every other game, but it's different and it's really, really enjoyable. You know, there's little things you can find like coins to take to traders, and there's all this good stuff. And I'm trying to not look at YouTube videos because I don't want to spoil the sort of experience. I want it to be like an organic me discovering it rather than looking up some guide and rushing through it, because I'm sure you can rush through the game if you really want. Build a quick house, farm the materials, take down the boss, go to the next. I'm sure you can do that if you get really efficient at it, but I want to actually just explore and have good fun. So yeah, if this helps you maybe make a decision, or you enjoy the look of the game, leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing. You're wanting a quick guide on how to build a house and get set up, or you're wanting to improve your frame rate on the game, I do have 2 videos for that, which will be linked now on screen. Alright, thanks very much.